Welcome to Driver Appreciation Week 2022. Join me, Luke Kibbe, as we talk to real truckers about the hottest topics in the industry today. One of the questions I have then is favorite place to drive through?
That's a tough one. There's several areas. Pacific Coast Highway.
Oh yeah, 101?
Yes. There and Interstate 84 going through Columbia River Gap.
Oh yeah.
Since I'm from the South, I live in Kentucky. Gatlinburg, going through Daniel Boone's National Forest there and around Richmond. But that's pretty much my favorite place to go. It's real pretty, especially starting to be fall. You can start seeing the colors change.
Speaking of regulation, what's your thoughts on speed limiter exemptions? Right now it's the comment period, they're asking about it.
Honestly, what I see is I see a lot more rear end accidents, okay? I see a lot more driving companies and drivers getting charged with these accidents because that's just the way the business is. You see this, Swift, they're worth billions of dollars, okay? Hey, we're going to sue Swift, okay? The speed limiter, I mean, if you want to bring it down to within reason, like 70 miles an hour, we're governed at 70 miles an hour. Actually, our trucks only do 69, even though they're governed at 70. You don't need more than that. You don't. Now, if you're running out west, you're in states 80, 90 mile an hour. I don't know if they have lanes, set up for the slower vehicles, but I've already seen accidents where one big truck is rear-ended another big truck because of the speed difference.
Right. And that's the biggest threat with speed limiter is if the speed difference is more than like 5 miles, that's where it gets unsafe.
I'm governed at 75.
Oh, nice.
Speed limit is fine. The biggest problem we have out here now is just your average driver not paying attention. The rule is slower moving traffic, stay to the right.
Right.
No passing on the right. And the biggest problem is people don't want to get in that middle lane and they don't want to move.
Right.
Which when they don't want to move, that causes movement, mid left or right, especially truck drivers, and they know better, So if I'm moving and I see you in that middle lane, I'm gonna flash you maybe a half a mile back to let you know I'm coming. You're supposed to check your mirrors all the time, so you see me coming. But when I get up on you and you still sitting there and there's nothing to your right and there's nothing to your left, that forces me to either go left or go to the right. And like I said, every time you move, that creates one action causes another reaction. That's one of the biggest problems. Other than that, it's like the Jersey Turnpike, 12 lanes of highway, we restricted to 4, and that's the worst highway in the country. But you can deal with 12 lanes at one end, but then you get to the bottom, you got two lanes, you make more time for people get over and leave the left lane wide open. So that's one of the biggest problems. The other problem is the cars just don't respect the truck.
Right.
They see dollar signs if I touch them.
Oh yeah.
And that's not what's happening.
Did you ever have to deal with any of that?
No.
That's good.
I've been fortunate. I'm pushing close to 2 million miles but no serious accidents.
Wow.
So,
congrats on that. That's awesome.
It's all about paying attention. And telephones.
Right.
Telephones is a major problem.
So, for fuel efficiency or even just trip planning, what's your sort of favorite tips, tricks that you recommend?
One, over time, you know most of the highways, you know the best ways to go, and just you always want to leave early.
Right.
That way you give yourself a window and you don't have to rush.
Last question for you. Weirdest thing you've seen on the road?
Weirdest thing? I saw a lady on 295 in New Jersey on the northbound side of the highway stand out her car in disbelief. Her car was tore up.
Wow.
I didn't see another vehicle, but then I saw a dump truck on the southbound side missing a rear tandem.
Oh.
So his 2 wheels came off the hub, hopped the guardrail, and tore the lady's car up. That was about one of the weirdest things I seen.
how long air mile radius do you need to drive for the short haul exemption, or can you drive?
We don't do the short haul.
Oh, okay.
All right, we don't use that. I believe it was 100 air miles. I think it went up to 150 air
That's
miles
correct.
now.
That's correct.
And really, the only reason why I know that is because my brother uses that rule
Okay.
with the company he runs with over by Camden.
Right.
And we're running on the logbook because we're doing like 150 to 200 mile radius out of Harrisburg here.
So you're
running
doing
the rail.
You doing an ELD?
Yeah, we'll do the ELDs.
How's that? Last couple of years.
I want to go back to paper.
I know. I know.
But it's a lot easier to deal with because it does everything as long as it's working correctly.
Exactly.
But like every computer, it's got its hiccups.
That's the same thing. Like all the different exemptions, whether it's the 6-day, 70-hour clock or whatever. Like you got to set it up correctly.
Yeah.
But and then I guess
luckily we're over at JB Hunt. We got a banging crew over there in our log division that keeps everything up to snuff as best as they can.
That's great. Last question, speed limiter rule, that's, the comment period, I believe, is still active right now. What's your thoughts on that?
I'm supposed to be a professional driver, all right? They hire me to be a professional driver. I drive my car legally and all that other stuff. I ride a motorcycle legally and all that. Give me my speed, give me, not because I want to be a speed demon,
right,
but at least let me keep up with traffic,
Well, that's exactly what I agree with.
I actually feel, and I've seen accidents where slow trucks in the slow lane and cars run up underneath them, and it doesn't really matter how stiff or how secure you make that ICC bumper on the back of the trailer. People are going to find a way up underneath it when you're doing 50 mile an hour, and they're doing 75.
Right.
People don't pay attention, so just try to get everything out there and get the public safety number one in everybody's book in the trucking industry.
Yeah.
Whether they want to. Well, JB Hunt likes to put it out there, out in front. So, public safety for us at JB Hunt is number one, on top of being safe for our drivers. But we really want everybody to be safe, and they feel that if we got slow trucks, the speed cut down to 62, that seems to be the speed that works for us.
Right.
And it does. Our safety record's going up when we look at it overall.
And then last question I can think of, what's a good tip, your favorite tip for whether it's fuel efficiency or trip planning?
Keep your foot out of it, and trip planning, just, we all got GPSs in the trucks, in one form or another. Get a map and check it. Don't just blindly follow the GPS in the truck. Otherwise, we've had incidences where drivers just blindly follow that GPS and it's wrong, and they wind up under a low bridge or in a residential area, and they just look at you and go, I followed the GPS.
Exactly.
And it goes both ways for cars too.
Oh, I agree.
Personally, I just want trucks and cars to get along with the trucks, get along with each other on the highways. And the biggest complaint I have with that is when you're traveling down the highway and you see the tractor trailer turn on their turn signal to get over a lane. We're doing that to let you know that's where we got to go, because there's something up in front of us that we need to avoid. Don't speed up and block us in. It's just that's the biggest aggravation that any truck driver has. Is just, you see the light come on, it's telling you that's where we got to go. Let us have it. Slow down and let us have it. We'll get out of the way once the obstacle has been passed. We'll move back over into the right-hand lane. So.
Exactly. Totally agree.
So.
Well, appreciate it.